Không nghe mốt nhà trường nói tôi không dạy cái bắt chúng ta đi học lợi cái muốn khóc. Tháo nước rửa mặn ghê thiệt. Không hay nhục thực. Không nha, cái này không phải rửa mặn mà là rửa gọi là rửa gì, tháo nước gọi là giải quyết mùi thúi của Hồ Chí Minh. Nghe ghê không, thấy dự án để đời không? Ê, chết rồi, tôi vẫn chưa có tạo cái lock kẹt được. Ủa, Sang mới nhắn tin cô hả? Ê, vậy xíu xong rep cho nha. Không thấy. Rồi, ok guys, let's start. Right, okay, so for your homework, I ask you to listen to and complete the two exercises of listening number 2. So hope that at home, when you got lots of time, you can complete it correctly. Now we also got some vocabulary. We already go through all of these, right? So here's the answer. Yeah. Now, guys, anyone can you share with me like what do you do when you do exercise? What did you do when you complete the global listening? What did you do? It's just like you just like play the audios and then one by one, step by step, do order, put down the number, or did you do anything else to complete the global listening? Hmm? I do anything else? Here's the answer, guys. You can check with your own homework. I won't have time to go through all of your homework, all of your submission. But here's the answer. Yeah. Anyone can share with me what you did to complete the global listening task?
Well, I did spend some time to underline the keyword and trying to memorize some of the keywords there. So for example, in number 8, number 7, so although they use different verbs, but it's all referred to it. The key point here is gives the answer and introduce new emotion. So
Yeah.
I have to like flick through all of the answers. Then on the second time, I will underline the keywords. Then although I think that my approach is not quite right, but I'm trying to organize it in my own logic way. For example, because you can see in number 10, because conclusion. So I guess it would be the last number. So I just count the number of options there, and then I just assumingly put a number 10 in this answer. And then because I think that when I listening, so when I was listening, I will lose my track. So I listen to the audio, then I outline the presentation, trying to summarize it in my own way. Then I'll compare to the question that to the questions. Then I try to like order it. Yeah, and that's my
Nice.
end.
Yeah, thank you. Now, I also got another answer here from San, like overall listening. It's meant like the first time just listen to the talk for one time and then also take some notes. Okay, that's it. Also one way, guys. So I know that note taking is actually not really easy for you to do. Also, like what Ngọc did, like try to organize, like to try to create a kind of outlines of the whole talk. It's not really easy to do, but actually this is one good way for us to practice listening in a way that you can not only complete your task, but you can also take in some kinds of knowledge, new information. So just keep up with that, guys. And even for me, honestly, if you only let me listen to the recording one time only and complete this one, it actually is a bit hard for me. Honestly, maybe I can take some notes. I can note down some ideas, but to try to rearrange everything like this, that's a bit challenging, honestly. And also, this one is a true false for your close listening. Close listening. So, yeah, so we got, oh, yeah, we got, so number one, number four, number seven, and number nine is the phones one. So anyone, can you help me correct? So number one, they say that the memory computer analogy is accurate. This one, they say that the phone is phones. Why phones? Yeah. If you like, you can turn on the mic and tell me. If not, just type in the chat box. Should be fine for me now. So memory computer analogy is accurate. This is a phone statement. Anyone can correct it? Did you also got that? This is the answer, guys. It's a phones one. So yeah. Mhm. So I remember the task asked you to decide whether the statement is true or false and also correct the false statement, right? So quickly have a look back at your homework and tell me your correction for number one. Oh, anyone remember the word analogies here? What does it mean, guys? Memory computer analogy, similarity, uh, kind of. It's like kind of like comparison, uh, a comparison between one kind of abstract and the other one it kind of a concrete concept, so that it's easy for us to imagine. Yeah, to make a comparison. So this is they say this is the false one. Anyone got the correction for number one? So, so I used to show you guys a website. Yeah, unlike a computer, memories when put in and taken out of a human brain can be different. Okay, I got one answer from Zabel. Yeah, I did show some of you a website that I use so that I can just upload the recording. Yeah, I know that you can listen, guys, but sometimes we also need the transcript, so to make sure that our answer is correct. Also, to listen to some parts that we, no matter how many times we listen to, we still can't get it. So I have that side. The brand is different from electronic computers. Thank you, Miley. Yeah. So with no taking, then you can kind of find out the answer, the correction for the phone statement. If any one of you still haven't got that, so I usually use the website. It's 6.5, right? Oh. 6, 6, 6, 6. So I got this and open. Now, if anyone can, if you guys can just listen like 100% of everything, then that's wonderful already. If not, or you still have some parts that are quite confusing, then just make use of some of the AI while like this one. And I think that because I enjoy using this one, because I don't have to log in, I don't have to pay anything. It's easy to use. And so, yeah. While waiting for that, then we also got number 4. It is not possible to make people believe wrong things about themselves. Is it also a phone's answer as well for phone's one? Because if you still remember, during the whole talk, the speaker mentioned some types of questions that can make us believe in something that actually we don't really conscious about. Then we also got number 7, and leading questions are known to result in a reliable outcome. Then you got the leading one. We'll talk about this type of questions later, guys. And last one, it is not clear how the issues of the mind, the questionnaire are linked. Actually, we got all of that with here. So maybe when you use this app, or sorry, this website, you can just quickly have a look at them. So here we got yeah. So they got something like the majority of people automatically think memory is like a bucket. You put a memory in the pocket and then you get it out and change. Or you can got like, is it a common sense view of memory reinforced by it? It means that it makes people believe more in the feeling that our memory is just like a bucket, or our memory is just like a computer storage, which are actually false analogies. Yeah, so this is kind of like the evidence for our questions. So you can try, you can check this one at home on your own time. So we can say sometime in class. So, because I know that you guys, most of you, and maybe all of you, will have to try with some kinds of the questionnaires. So that's why we spend some time talking about this. So, in the talk, we got 3 types of questions that the speaker advised us to avoid. So the first one, we got push and pull questions. Anyone can just quickly tell me what is it? What is push pull question? Mhm. What is it, guys? Have a look back at your note. Did you have any ideas? Did you have any notes about this? Push pull questions. What is it, and why do we have to avoid it? Mhm. Just got 2 here. Any ideas, guys? Ding, ding, ding.
I just heard that the push-pull questions
Mm.
deliberately suggest the courses of action. I know some words, but the push-pull
Yeah,
question
yeah,
is
yeah.
quite strange to me.
Yeah, tell me the words that you already noted. Tell me.
Uh, Emotions deliberately
Mm,
suggest the course of
mm,
action. Uh, Distort the research.
yeah.
And there is an example. I just note the question. Would you vote for the candidate if you know she was supposed by political party or something like that?
Okay.
And it said that is this kind of questions may may cause some doubt and it's affect the future choice.
Wonderful, actually. Yes, you make it very good with this push and pull questions. Here, so this is actually what we what I just copied it down, guys, from the script. So it is the types of question that you try to introduce an opinion or kinds of feeling that maybe the interviewee, the one who read the question, the one who hear the question, they didn't really have that kind of feeling. But because with your questions, you make the respondent think so. Okay, and that actually they use that like a kind of a manipulation tool, and widely used in politics or even or for sure marketing. Would you vote for this candidate if you knew that she was opposed by human rights groups? So it means that maybe the candidate, she didn't have any problems with the human rights rules, but because of your ways of asking the questions, it may make the people think, oh, maybe she has some problem here. Maybe she did something wrong and that was against by the human rights group. And maybe later in the future, when you see this candidate, you won't vote for her. Yeah. So this kind of question is actually inappropriate, guys. Next one, we got leading questions. This one easy one. Leading questions. You got these leading questions in our the true false exercise also. So leading questions, what are they? When do we call a question a leading one?
The leading questions refers to the question that the answer for those questions exists in the question themselves.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yes. So you have the questions, but it seems like you already put in the answer. So here, so on the night of the murderer, were you in New York? So actually, it is not an acceptable question when you ask, for example, a suspect. Okay, it should be a more something like, where were you on the night of the murder? Okay, so I enjoy watching Conan Detective. I know, yeah, I believe that almost all of us also enjoy that. So every time there's a kind of a murder, and then I tend to listen to and detectives, so the detectives there, and they will ask something like, yeah, like at 10 p.m., at 10 o'clock or something like that, where were you? Just that. So that is the correct way of answering, of making the questions. Not like exactly like, were you in New York? Nah, it's not like that. And last one, we got suggested questions. Suggested questions. So for these questions, what's wrong here? I believe that it is a kind of questions that we heard a lot from our parents with this type of questions. Suggested one. Okay, introduce new, manipulate, giving answer. Yeah, okay. So what the suggested one? Maybe I would just, yeah. So the first one, they adding detail that makes someone think they should remember it, even though they might not. Okay. So how did you feel when you saw a wealthy and good-looking woman talking to your husband? Though actually, there's nothing like this happen. There's no wealthy and good-looking woman talking to your husband, but because of these kinds of questions, they suggest that situation and make it remember. Or this one, making you think that you should answer in a certain way. So I believe that this is actually what our parents used to, or maybe even now ask us a lot. Don't you think that was wrong? When we listen, when we hear this question, we know that our parents suppose us to say, yeah, it's wrong, because they want us to answer in that way. So these three kinds of questions actually inappropriate when you create a questionnaires. Okay, maybe next semester when you have to study your research project course, you have to create a kind of question, acquire a questionnaire, and be careful about this. Okay. Um. So to make it somewhat more realistic, so I also look for a questionnaire online. Okay, this is a kind of practice, guys. So I hope that you can, or maybe I will just send you the file, make it easier. So there's something wrong with this questionnaire. Something wrong with it. Give you some time to have a look at it and tell me. 2 minutes for you guys. Yeah. And then just type in the chat box something wrong. What you think may be inappropriate for this kind of the questionnaire, kind of survey. Okay, 2 minutes for you guys. This is a question to this is a kind of survey, an online one to find out the answer for the question. How does working from home affect the productivity of full-time workers in Vancouver? Okay. There are 9 questions. Yeah, there are 9 questions. I believe that maybe in case you haven't created any questionnaires yourself, but I do believe that you have answered lots of the online survey. Yeah, tell me what you find a bit weird. It's 2 minutes already. Now I'm giving you another 2 minutes to type in your answer in the chat box. Okay, guys, we got one answer from my in question number 4. The interviewer think that working from home is hard. Yeah. Okay, yes, that's right. You include the answer already. Why do you think working from home is so hard? Yet you may make people think like, oh my gosh, so it's hard to work at home. Thank you, my wing. Yes. Then we got oh, I thought there was an answer. Okay, other ideas, guys. Yeah, we got 1 for number 4. Anything else? Ding. Anything else? Yeah, okay, Thiên Ngọc. Yeah, so Mai Uyên and Thiên Ngọc have the same opinion about question number 4. Okay, yeah. How about order? How about the orders? Number 8. Okay, yes, Cảnh. Okay, yeah. What is your annual salary? So here, the suggestion here is that should be a multiple choice with an estimate. Okay, yeah. So okay, a range. And actually, number 8 actually really personal for things, guys. Even when you're working in the same company, you don't really know the salary of your co-workers, right? So asking something personal at this personal actually a bit sensitive. Yeah, usual to ask for a specific salary, more general using ranges. Yeah, okay, thank you, Nhi. Okay, so we got something wrong with number 4, number 8. Still. I know this one actually is not a skill we're supposed to have in our listening, but I would like you to deal with this because pretty sure that next semester you will how to deal with them. Mhm. How about 7? What's wrong with number 7, Sang?
Why we have to say that any comments on working from home instead of saying that any comments on your working, something like that. The question should be more general instead of specific, just focusing on the working from home.
Well, actually, it's actually because the questions is that about working from home. So I think that's why they make it working from home to be the main topic for the questions. Because now the reason why you conduct this kind of survey, this kind of questionnaire, because you would like to find out the answer for this question. Now we got yeah, okay, yeah, I agree with you, Jane. Maybe we need to check out others idea as well. 2 and 3. 2 and 3. Okay, now, how is your work-life balance when working at your company in office? How is your work-life balance when working from home? Okay, may change the question to question 2 when coming to question 3. Yeah, it can be that. Okay, now to save a bit of time, guys, can you have a look at question number 5? Can you have a look at question number 5? Anything wrong with question number 5? What is number 5? Question number 5 is not actually one of the 3 type of questions we have, but number 5 is one common mistake we usually have when we create our questionnaires items. Yeah. Anything wrong with question number 5? Yes, that's it, Thanh Hào. Okay. Okay, must add two factors at the time, must separate into two parts, sure. Because in the case of a Likert questions, right, a Likert skill, maybe you satisfied with how you set up the office, but the ability to concentrate at home is another thing, I can be fine and really super satisfied with how I set up my home office. I got everything. I got my laptop. I got my food and drink. I got my TV. I got everything for entertainment around. But maybe I cannot really concentrate because I got so many things to do. Okay, yeah, that is something that I would do. And also, how about question number 9? What is the position that make you think? Where do you usually see question number 9 within the kinds of survey? Question number 9 asking about your age. Yeah, that's it. Usually, guys, at the beginning, of course, they don't really ask us about our name, but they need to have kinds of personal information to distinguish between you and other respondent. So they may ask about your gender. Now, even with the question gender, for me, it would be more appropriate to add another option like others, or like rather not to say. We do have that kind of rather not to say. Some don't want to reveal their gender or their, yeah, I don't know why, but yeah, we do have that. And usually we will have kind of like the gender, the ages, or even the salary up to the beginning of the survey. And the one last thing, now, even after you complete all of the survey, you are the researcher, you gather all kinds of information. I still wonder whether we have any reliable data to answer the questions. How does working from home affect the productivity of full-time workers? Because I can't see any data here to find out the answer. Okay, so this is one lesson for you guys. When you create a questionnaire, when you create your survey questions, you need to keep in mind that what you ask need to play a role in answering the questions. Yeah, or to be more specific, your research questions. It's not like you create a survey for fun. It's not that way. Now, lots of the survey, when you're doing it, you think that, okay, with this answer, with these questions, I can give the answer, but yeah, be careful with that. Okay, so just that. So I think that is a kind of interesting activities. Usually we do a lot of the survey, but maybe we don't really have kinds of idea how to create them and what can go wrong with our questionnaire. Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, should have like orders or even like rather not to say. I used to complete a survey with that option, rather not to say. Yeah, I don't find out the need to review the gender. Okay, but some may say that no, because I would like to compare the differences between male and female, so I need to have them give the specific answer. So even with that, we still need to have the orders option, just like my say. Okay, so yeah, so that's it. Now we continue with our speaking one. So as I told you, our speaking task here, they give us some of the tips, some of the skill, and also pronunciation, for that we can conduct an interview. Yeah, go to conduct an interview. But from and I also ask you to have some ideas, right? This one, right? For our speaking test. Oh, sorry, for our speaking test here. Now, just have a look at the skills and the grammar that they would like us to focus when we conduct our interview. So although I know that for our final test, it won't be a kind of interview like this, but let's just give it a try. Okay. Now we got what here. So they say that it would be more polite and softer if we use indirect questions. Okay. Yeah, if we use indirect questions. Like, why did you decide to come shopping today? Or then it's actually a direct one. Now can you tell me why you decided to come shopping today? Yeah, they trying to make the question more polite. So it seems like we try to make it a bit longer. For me, maybe just give the respondent more time to think. Yeah, easier for them to take in what we want them to answer. Okay. Or we also got and in the form in terms of primal, we usually conduct the reported questions. Yeah. But for me, usually I will make use of the polite questions in this way. Can you tell me? I wonder if there is a reason for you to choose this restaurant instead of the other one. Kinds like that. Okay. So they see how you can try to to create the questions for your interview. Now, with the skills, so it is more about what? Now, they guess that successful interview are well prepared and set up. It's not just like you go to the street and you just pick anyone and then the questions will just pop up in your mind. No one interview will be that way. Now, so usually when we talk about the interview, right? If you go online and you search for like tips for interview, most of the time they will just provide you the tip for the interviewee. Yeah, I did a search last night where I say that preparation for an interview. I believe that on for all of the answer for all the search for all of the website they're all about job interview and all about how should an how should an interviewee prepare. And after some searching, I found that only one website mentioned about the preparation for an interviewer. So for you later, guys, maybe you can be the representative for your club to recruit more members for your team. Later, when you work at school or at a center, maybe you can um, like work with the HR department to recruit some employees for your center, for example. And at that time, you play the role of an interviewer, and you also need that an interviewer also need really careful preparation to lead the interview. Because interview, you know that you got the word interview. What does it mean for the word interview, guys? What is it for the word interview? I know an interview. Yeah, we all know about the Vietnamese meaning of that. But to cut it like what I just done, guys, enter and view. Anyone can just explain the actual meaning of the word. Này là môn gì ta? Tự nhiên quên nghe. Sẽ đôi bạn này hả? Phonetic. Morphology, right? Right, to repeat something. Yeah, I think it should be the morphology. Yeah. Connection between two things. Sure. So when we have an interview, it is not just what? Just us. Now imagine that you are the interview, right? Is it not just you view the future employees? No. It is also the other way, the other round, that those who joined your interview also have a look at you. yeah, to decide that whether it's worth their effort to get into the company. So actually, this is something happened to me. That make me really understand the meaning of this word. Right. So I think that I did share a story about this one already. So just make it the Vietnamese version to make it sound more interesting. Ở đây thì với cái chữ interview ha mọi người, với cô ấy, thường thường mình bị tâm lý là mình là interviewee, mình đi tới nơi là người ta để ý mình thế này thế nọ rồi ha, đầu tóc tay chân rồi cách ăn nói, cách đi đứng. Thì cô có một cái trải nghiệm thì để thấy được rằng là thì ra khi mình ở cái vai trò là interviewee á, mình cũng view cái người mà phỏng vấn mình luôn. Thì cái này chắc có một số bạn cô cũng có kể là có một lần là cô đi phỏng vấn online để một cái trung tâm thì nói chung là cái cuộc phỏng vấn này cơ bản là cô cũng đã nộp hồ sơ thì người ta cũng biết cô là vậy rồi đó, dựa trên một cái mới giấy tờ cô nộp. Thì thế là cái bữa đó đúng cái hẹn thì cô lên cô mở Zoom để cô vô họp. Thì khi cô mở lên một cái là cô giật mình. Theo mọi người nghĩ chuyện gì khiến cô giật mình? Bạn nào chưa nghe câu chuyện này thôi nha. Theo mọi người nghĩ với một cái online interview thì điều gì khiến cô giật mình? Với vai trò của cô là interviewee nha, là người được phỏng vấn. Thì điều gì khiến cô giật mình được ạ?
Chắc có thể là cái người đó đang nằm để phỏng vấn hả cô?
Đang nằm để phỏng vấn. Cái đó thì chắc tôi tính nói vậy. Mọi người phỏng vấn mặc đồ ngủ hả cô? Không mặc formal. Rồi, ok. Rồi, chính xác. Nhất là bạn Thiên Ngọc. Mặc đồ ngủ thì cũng hơi kỳ. Còn nằm luôn là ta nói tào lao luôn đó. Thật ra thì chắc không ai làm vậy. Tại vì cơ bản cũng là phỏng vấn xin việc mà, vẫn là job interview. Thì cô nhớ bữa đó cái người phỏng vấn cô giới thiệu mình là giám đốc học thuật khu vực miền Nam của cái trung tâm đó, của một cái trung tâm ABC nào đó. Thì cô kiểu wow, ok, chà, nghe khu vực miền Nam có nghĩa là các tỉnh thành ở miền Nam rồi, nghe cũng xịn mà, Sài Gòn rồi các tỉnh ở dưới miền Tây của cô luôn. Thì anh mặc, nói chung là thật ra cũng không có gọi là lố lăng gì đâu mọi người, nhưng mà nó là những một cái bộ đồ để giống như đi tập thể dục vậy. Ở đây chắc là có những bạn là streamer thì cũng sẽ biết được, nói chung nó cũng không có hở gì đâu đó, nhưng mà nó là cái bộ đồ đó. Thì thật ra cô thì cũng không phải là người biết ăn bận gì đâu, nhưng mà cô nghĩ rằng thật ra online thì thoải mái vậy cũng được, nói chung là cũng không đến nổi. Nhưng mà cái khiến cô còn bất ngờ hơn nữa là anh ấy ở trong phòng tập gym luôn mọi người ạ. Có nghĩa là cô mở lên một cái là cô thấy ở đằng sau lưng là các thể loại thiết bị thiếu điều, cảm giác giống như là anh sẽ vừa cử tạ vừa làm gì đó, anh vừa phỏng vấn tôi vậy đó. Thì là đó, lúc đó cô cảm nhận là thì ra cái kiểu interview là cô cũng đang view người ta luôn. Và sau đó cô quyết định là hình như người ta cũng không có cảm giác tôn trọng mình lắm, hoặc là cảm giác là online vậy là được rồi hay sao đó, nên cô cũng không biết. Thì sau đó thì có thể là do một cách hơi phiến diện từ phía cô là cô quyết định là thôi khỏi. Cô nghĩ là interview cho biết với nhau vậy là vui rồi thôi, chứ cô không có đi làm. Thì nhiều người nói là mày vậy thành ra mày nghèo thì cô chịu chứ cô biết sao nữa. Thì thật ra đối với cô, ví dụ bây giờ online thế này nè, cô không có yêu cầu ai bật cam hết, bản thân cô cũng bật cam rồi, ok mấy bạn giờ muốn nằm học cũng được, muốn vừa nhảy đầm vừa học cũng được, tại vì cô đâu có yêu cầu mọi người làm, thì mọi người có thể ok trong cái trạng thái thoải mái nhất. Cả cô cũng vậy, cô cũng chả có put on make up để chi cả, ok. Nhưng mà đó là một cái cuộc phỏng vấn đàng hoàng thì cô nghĩ rằng nó cũng nên ở một cái mức độ nhất định. Ví dụ như bữa đó chỉ cần anh đổi một cái background thành là background trắng, hoặc là background mà trên Zoom người ta cho sẵn, thì cô sẽ không có những cái suy nghĩ nó quá là tiêu cực như vậy. Còn này như vậy, cho nên là thật sự mọi người, khi gọi là interview hoặc cơ bản là khi các bạn nói chuyện với nhau, nó là cái quá trình mà hai bên view qua view lại, ngó qua ngó lại hết. Right. Okay, cho nên guys, get back here. So for the questions, when you are an interviewer, you have to request questions. Yeah, I get what you mean, Sang. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Yeah. If it is emergency nowadays, for emergency, sure, people won't just judge that. But if something official, no way. Okay? So we got some open questions. You got some closed question as well. So usually for the open one, you would like to get more opinion, and the open question usually goes after the closed one. So for the closed question, most of the time will be the yes and no. Do you like this restaurant? Yes or no? If yes, then we ask more. So what do you like about it? Is it about food, service, atmosphere, location, right? So it is kind of more like for now, even they answer already. Okay, I like food. Then we can ask more. So can you give me the example of your favorite food here? What was is about the food? Is it about the flavor? Is it about the price? Is it about the quality? Yeah. So for an interview, for sure that you would like to get the most of the information. It is always better to have more than needed, guys, for an interview. So for some interviews that I participated in for the survey, so for the research of some of my lecturers. So our interview lasted for like half an hour or even more than that. Yeah. So of course I gave the interviewer tons of information, honestly, and the work of the researcher to transcribe my answer to pick out the data that they need is really really heavy, honestly. Okay. Then the pronunciation. Now I believe that this is not something that I have to worry about, you guys. It's just like normal one that you try to raise your voice with the keywords to make sure that the respondent can hear you well. Okay. Yeah. So here. So what we're gonna do next, guys? So I will put you into groups. Well, we'll try the break room function with our teams. Then you can choose a topic. Here they give you already like student spending, student saving, student shopping, student money management, or any subtopics. Yeah, any subtopics of your interest. It should be fine for me. But to make it more beneficial, stay away around on the topic that we mentioned in our maybe listening one or two. Yeah, make it around that. Okay. And then now let's say we got how many of us now? We got 40 of you. So maybe I'll just put you guys into um like 5 of you group. Okay, then together, guys, together, think of around at least 2 or 3 questions. Okay, make use of remember, no, make it 3 at least. You got 1 close, 1 open, and 1 follow up, at least 3. Okay, and then after some time, so maybe I give you around 10 minutes. Okay, after that we get back and then I will invite some group and I will just randomly pick 2 or maybe those are willing to share. Then we pick 1 interviewee and 1 interviewer and then yeah, just role play it. Okay. So what are we going to do, guys? A bit of an ELT now. What are we going to do? Hello, what are we going to do? Hello. I'm just make a quick checks with my instruction, guys. What are we going to do?
We're
Together,
going to
create
do
3 questions. Okay. But okay. How many people will you work with?
5.
5. Yeah, about 5. Okay. Together, create 3 questions. How many types of questions you are expected to create? 3 times. Yes, thank you, Han. Yes, okay. Oh my God, we got 2 Thanh Hàn class. Okay, we got 3 times. Remember, close, open, and follow up 1. Do you have to uh do you have to pick the interviewer and interviewees in your group? Do you have to pick? Do you have to choose the interviewees and interviewer in your group? So maybe not really sure about this one, right? So maybe you got fine. Some of you maybe no. Okay. So it's your choice, guys. It's your choice. 'Cause I haven't mentioned this one. This is another way to check. We haven't. So you can just do. Okay, I'm gonna be the interviewer, and you're gonna be the interviewee. Or maybe you can just change your role. You can just change your role. And about the topic, yeah, about the topic, choose one of your interest. Should be fine for me. Okay. Yeah. So uh room. Okay, so I will make it, yeah, 4 to 5 people in each room. Okay, one more thing, guys. Please type in your chat in your groups, your questions, screenshot that one, because after the quick room, you have to post your questions to the Padlet. Is everything clear now? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now I'll just make it. So randomly create. Ủa sao
Dạ,
Lan Anh ở đây?
cô ơi cô cho em vào lại phòng 8 được không cô? Em bị ao ra cô.
Rồi ok ok.
Dạ, em cảm ơn cô.
Phòng 8 hả? Lan Anh. Mình là Nguyễn Thị Lan Anh. Ủa sao ở trong đây? Sao trên đây của cô nó nói là còn ở trỏng là sao ta? Hmm.
Ờ, À, em thấy
Okay, welcome back.
Vậy mình sẽ lấy câu hỏi của Thanh Hà đi ha. Tự nhiên tôi nhắn cái câu hỏi của tôi lên rồi.
Ao phòng rồi.
Out rồi. mọi người screenshot. Ui sorry, mọi người screenshot cũng được. Cái kiểu là không cần phải gõ cho cực đâu. Còn mọi người gõ cũng được, nhưng mà ý là tại cô thấy gõ nó công thời gian thôi. Mọi người screenshot cũng được, thoải mái. Okay. Believe I've used my screen again. So let's have a look at some of your friends. Questions here. Once again, guys, close question. Yes or no? Okay. Yes or no? Only. Okay. One answer only. Open. Open is what? You want to get more? You want the speaker, sorry, to want the interviewee to speak at length. For follow-up questions, remember the word follow-up. Follow-up question because you would like to know more. You would like to know more about, for example, about the closed or maybe about the open questions. Remember that it's not like you ask something new. It's more like you want to know more about that. Okay. So now let's have a look. So we got open. How often do you go shopping as a student? Do you like to go shopping on impulse? Okay, can be. What are the main things you usually shop for? Trong đây cái nào là follow up nói cô nghe đi. Nhóm của Trang, Linh đồ nè, Vi với lại Bảo Lâm nè. Trong 3 câu này câu nào là câu follow up? Rồi Sang có gì không Sang?
Câu follow up là what are the main things you usually shop for?
Follow up cho câu nào?
Follow up cho câu do you like to go shopping on impulse?
Do you like grocery for impulse? Nếu mà mình muốn nó là follow up cho cái đó là mình phải thêm một cái ý nào nữa cho người ta hình dung được ha. Thí dụ như bây giờ là on impulse mà hỏi mình nói là kiểu là bất chợt, gọi là muốn là mua thôi, đúng không? Vậy thì mình có thể thêm một xíu, chẳng hạn như là so on those occasion, what are the main things you usually shop for? Được ha? Cứ là những cái dịp mà mình tự nhiên mua, phải mắc mua, không mua là không được ha. Rồi ok. Rồi go online, shop online or in person. Rồi cái là close, open, what? Thì Ngọc Anh tới bây giờ mà what is the disadvantages? Tôi quýnh anh bây giờ. What An nhé. Trời ơi.
Sorry cô rất nhiều.
Nói cho mọi người, bởi vì tao mới kêu là bút xa gà chết. Lúc mà mình nói thì mình ào tới họ viết cái mình nó lú ngang vậy đó, cô cũng bị, cho nên có mốt mọi người viết là phải bình tĩnh. Ok. Đây. Câu này cũng vậy, cái nhóm chung của bạn nhóm này là có ai nữa vậy? Lan Anh nè, Hà Vi nè. Rồi, vậy thì câu nào là câu follow up đâu ta? Nhóm Thanh Hà nè, Châu Anh, Hà Vi nè, Lan Anh, câu nào là câu follow up question?
Dạ chưa có cô ơi. Mới hỏi 3 câu luôn.
Đâu, có rồi mẹ. Thật ra câu số 2 mình có thể xem nó là một câu follow up cho câu số 1 cũng được. Nếu mà các bạn xét thêm dùng cô một cái nữa là in person. Thí dụ như là người ta hỏi là do you often go online shopping? Do you often go shopping online or in person? Thì người ta trả lời là người ta sẽ một là online hay là in person. Thì mình hỏi tiếp nữa là mình follow up cái đó, mình hỏi tiếp nữa là the advantages of cái đó. Ha. Đó, còn bắt đầu qua tới câu số 3 coi như là mình đã đi qua một cái ý khác trong cái survey của mình rồi. Ok. Rồi đây. Do you actively save money or is it difficult due to daily expenses? Rồi. To you, what are some of the most useful saving methods among students? Can you explain more on your spending routine? Rồi Hà đi. Hà ơi, câu nào là follow up vậy Hà?
This is, can you explain more on your spending routine?
Okay, vậy thì nó là follow up questions. For which questions?
For the question, to you, what are some of the most useful saving methods among students?
Okay, so you expect them to give you some method. And then spending routine. Okay. I get what you mean with this type of follow-up one. Okay, like your way of saving, how kind of like a close connection with your habit, your spending habit. Okay, yeah, thank you. Then we gì? Okay, here. Do you usually watch movies? Can you tell me which genre of films? Trời ơi, chữ phim dễ sợ không? Which genres of film you like the most? I wonder the reason why this film attracts you. Okay. Ở đây watch movies, watch films. Mới nãy có thấy trong nhóm có hỏi nhau là coi trên mạng, coi ngoài rạp hoặc là coi online gì đó đúng không mọi người? Thì thật ra cái câu hỏi ở đây là do you usually watch movies? Thường mà dùng chữ watch movies thì mình sẽ expect là coi ở nhà, hoặc coi kiểu là miễn là không phải tới rạp coi trực tiếp, kiểu vậy, coi ở nhà, coi DVD, coi qua tivi các kiểu. Nhưng mà thật ra cái người trả lời á, mình là expect như vậy, nhưng mà cái người trả lời có thể là người ta, đối với người ta là coi phim là người ta nghĩ coi ngoài rạp, thì tới lúc đó là mình sẽ phải tùy cái quan trọng là tùy mình á, mình muốn nó như thế nào, mình đổi qua. Rồi, what do you need to pay for every month? Do you think you are spending your money efficiently? Okay. How do you pay for your monthly needs? Ủa? I'm not really get question number 3. I don't really get question number 2. How do you pay for your monthly needs? What do you mean with question number 3? Nhóm của Gia Bảo, Thủy rồi Phượng Anh hả? Đông Tuyết nè. Number 3, what do you mean?
We mean, do your parents give you money to pay for your needs, or do you work a part-time job or something?
I get it. So actually, you should make the question like, what are your sources of income? Những cái nguồn thu nhập của bạn là gì ấy, thì nó sẽ rõ hơn, chứ bạn viết vậy là không hiểu rồi. Mới nãy cô đọc thì cô lại tưởng là giống như là mấy cái mở ngoặc đó là giống như là mấy cái needs của mình này nọ, nhưng mà không phải cô trật rồi đó. Vậy thì cái number 3 nó sẽ là follow up cho
Number 1.
Number 1, ok, được, đúng rồi, đúng. Ha, vậy thì mình có thể nói là sử dụng, mình có thể đổi một xíu, mình wording lại number 3 là ví dụ như là what are your source of income, okay, to pay for these monthly needs chẳng hạn ha. Ok, rồi. How often do you go shopping as a student? Do you set a budget for shopping each month? If yes, how do you make sure to stick to it? If no, why? Rồi, quá rõ ràng luôn. Thank you. Đây, do you track your spending? How much do you spend each month? Do you prefer paying with cash, debit, credit, or digital apps, and why? Number 3 là follow up cho câu nào vậy? Nhóm của Ngân Tâm nè, thì Mỹ Tâm nè.
Dạ là Tụi em sẽ hỏi cái câu do you prefer paying with cash, with this digital app, là cái câu close, sau đó thì em hỏi thêm cái why, nó sẽ là cái follow up cho cái khúc phía trước đó cô.
Rồi hiểu ý. Ok, hợp lý. Rồi, vậy coi như là 3 cái ý này là 3 câu chuyện khác nhau, 3 ý khác nhau trong cái questionnaire của mình. Rồi, ok, đây. Ok. Do you enjoy cái này cái mới nãy rồi nè, đúng không? Enjoy watching, what's your favorite movie genre? Tell me more about the film you saw recently. Can you tell me more about the film you saw recently? Thật ra câu này nếu mà là follow up cho câu what is your favorite movie genre thì mọi người phải thi một cái ý giống như là nó có thuộc cái bộ phim, cái chủ cái genre mà vừa mà mọi người thích thì không ấy. Chứ còn không là nó sẽ không có liên kết nha. Rồi. What's the biggest challenge you face when trying to achieve those financial goals? Do you currently follow a budget to manage your expenses as a student? If yes, can you walk me through how you set up your budget? What method do you use to track your spending? Rồi, quá hay luôn. Ôi, ok. Trời ơi. Rồi, cũng là có phim nữa nè. Ủa, cũng là mới nãy hả? Trời ơi, là bà con tới mấy cái phiên bản lận đó hen. What genre of film would you like most? Do you like watching film at a theater or movie? Film at home? What kinds of platform do you usually watch films on? Rồi, and last one, đây. Do you find it more challenging to track daily expenses or to plan for large occasion costs like textbooks and rent? Rồi, chấm hỏi cái nha bà con. Describe a recent financial challenge you face and how you handle it. Of the time when your budgeting strategy help you avoid overspending. Ừ. Ủa cái câu follow up này là nhóm mình tính cho nó follow cho câu nào nhỉ? Mình tính cho nó follow câu nào ta? Của Mai Uyên rồi Hoài Thương nè. Không, đúng không? Câu number 3, câu follow up này là follow up cho câu nào ở trên? Hay là một câu khác? Rồi. Nghe chưa? Ở đây nếu mà number 3 là follow up thì phải có cái câu bữa hình mới nãy có cái nhóm hỏi đó, là hỏi là bạn gọi là ví dụ hỏi là bạn có một cái budgeting strategy không? Đó. Rồi mới hỏi và expect là người ta trả lời là yes. Rồi sau đó mình thêm cái câu follow up này vô, có nghĩa là ai có nhưng mà liệu rằng nó có giúp bạn một cái ví dụ về cái chuyện là nó giúp mình vượt qua. Đấy. Đó. Thì đây là cái cách mà mọi người sẽ đặt những cái câu hỏi nha. Thì sắp tới khi mà các bạn làm cái bài mà sản phẩm nghiên cứu khoa học á, thì mà các bạn có chọn thì thật ra có hết các nhóm thì hầu hết các nhóm đều sẽ có chọn questionnaire, thì các bạn cũng sẽ thấy đây là cái cách mà mình đặt câu hỏi á. Tất nhiên là questionnaire là thường là mọi người sẽ đặt theo dạng như Likert scale, nhưng mà hầu hết thì thật ra là những cái questionnaire sau này á, là điều dạng như là có thêm cái phần open questions hết ha, và từ open rồi có thể là qua follow up như thế này. Cái trường hợp mà như các bạn nãy là các nhóm mà có những cái nhóm mà if yes if no như thế này nè, đó là cũng là một cái style trong cái kiểu mà rồi khi mình làm questionnaire cho bài nghiên cứu khoa học của mình ha. Ok, rồi, good job guys. Ok, có nhóm nào xưng phong không? Có nhóm nào xưng phong role play không mọi người? Có ai xưng phong không? Bị lắc rồi. Alo, mọi người còn nghe cô không vậy? Alo.
Cô ơi, ý là cái ý đó em trả lời cho cái vụ mà nãy cô nói tại sao em giơ tay á.
Trời ơi, khổ quá, khổ
Đã
quá.
lên chậm quá.
Không, điều đó chứng minh là lắc thiệt. Điều đó chứng minh là lắc thiệt. Rồi còn nghe ha. Rồi có nhóm nào xưng phong mình làm interviewee thử không mọi người? Đây là những cái chủ đề mà các bạn lựa chọn như thế này nè, biết đâu nó cũng có thể trở thành là một chủ đề trong phần speaking của mình ha. Cho nên cũng không biết nữa, bây giờ là cứ ra thôi. Thì bạn thấy bữa rồi là các cái đề speaking của mình đều rất là cận kề với những gì mình học. Đó thì cái tiếp diễn tương lai sắp tới cũng vậy đó. Đó cũng tương tự như vậy đó.
Không có đâu cô.
Hả? Sao Tâm?
Em thấy học đường mà thi não á.
Ủa? Sao vậy? Sao học
Không
đường
dính
thi
gì hết
nẻo
trơn.
vậy?
Đúng rồi, không dính gì hết trơn.
Ủa? Đề
Khổ lắm.
writing với đề speaking mà không dính sao được gái?
Đề speaking đâu dính đâu cô.
Ủa?
Nó là một chân trời kỳ lạ lắm cô.
Tức là nó dính về mặt topic thôi, chứ còn thầy cô hỏi nhiều câu nó cũng độc lạ bình dương lắm, mà kiểu đớ cái người đó luôn.
Tất nhiên, mọi người nghĩ sao vậy? Đúng rồi, chính xác. Tại vì về energy á thì nó sẽ đi qua tới cái mé mà renewable energy, thì nó sẽ đi qua cái mé về môi trường là phải rồi. Chứ sao mà mọi người expect gì? Mọi người expect là phải hỏi y chang vậy, là mốt là vô bài speaking là phải hỏi kiểu giống như là các câu hỏi push and pull rồi kia hả? Không có
Không
đâu mọi
có
người.
cô ơi, ý là bị buồn á, tại tự nhiên ý là mình, tức là có những em thấy có nhiều bạn speaking tốt mà tự nhiên đưa những cái chủ đề nó trái khuấy, không có kiến thức nền.
Thì đúng rồi, đó chính là cái điểm mà mọi người thấy có phải là nó khác biệt rất là rõ hồi trước. Bản thân trong phòng của cô cũng vậy nè, trong phòng của cô có mấy bạn á, cô biết, cô thừa sức biết mấy bạn đó nói rất tốt. Nhưng mà có thể là do các bạn quên ngó lại cái nội dung trong sách, cho nên là tới hồi vô gặp trúng cái chủ đề các bạn bị đớ. Ví dụ như cái chủ đề về invasive species là bị đơ người nè, hay là chủ đề về suburbanization, như cô nhớ có một cái chủ đề đó đó rồi. Không phải là out of control hả? Hình như là bữa trước cô có describe a time when you out of control. Không nhớ.
Dạ
Ủa
đúng
sao
rồi
cô nhớ có
cô.
cái có cái câu này luôn hả ta? Sao cô nhớ cô đâu có cái câu này ta?
Đúng rồi. Hỏi chúng con này ngồi cười.
Bạn hãy kể một vài loài sinh vật ngoại lai mà bạn biết và trích xuất nguồn gốc của nó.
Không nha, cái câu đó là người ấy chế đó. Chứ trong
Ý
đời
là
không có. Cô khẳng
ý,
định, tại vì cô cũng gắt thi mà, em khẳng định có những câu tại người ấy chế thôi. Người ấy thấy mình nó trả lời hay quá đó. Mình ráng chịu đi.
Ý là nó
không cô,
trong
ý
cái
là
course luôn á cô. Cái Q course đưa cho em luôn á.
Không nhớ,
ý
không
là
nhớ.
cái talk của em thì đúng là mấy cái liên quan tới ecology thì đúng rồi, nhưng mà mấy cái câu mà đặt ngoài lề ấy, đặt
Mấy cái câu đặt ngoài lề của Sang là do Sang bị su cà na thôi. Sang,
không
Sang
chịu
gặp chúng
đâu.
cái người thấy ghê quá. Chứ cô nhớ mấy cái câu hỏi trong cái bộ đề, hình như hỏi một question này thấy bình thường lắm. Ý không phải bình thường mà là nó cũng vô đúng cái chủ đề mình học mà. Mất cân bằng sinh thái. Thì thật ra cái mất cân bằng sinh thái của Mai Uyên là cũng là cái câu mà là invasive species. Nó nằm trực tiếp trong cái trong bài listening của mình hay gì đó mọi người. Cái vụ mà bây giờ nếu mà cái con đó mà nó xuất hiện mà nó không có cái gọi là natural predator, thì dẫn tới cái con nó sẽ trở thành bành trướng, nó xử hết mấy con còn lại, thì đó chính là mất cân bằng sinh thái.
Vô cái bị quên sạch luôn cô, không nhớ gì
Đó
hết.
chứ mọi người, nội dung mà cô nhớ là được. Ở trong phòng cô cũng có mấy bạn, nói chung là cô biết là bình thường nói ghê gớm lắm, nhưng mà thật sự cái câu chuyện của chúng ta là cái kỹ năng là một chuyện, nhưng mà cái kiến thức nền nữa là một chuyện. Ví dụ như trường hợp của Tâm đi, bây giờ cái Tâm câu không hiểu cái câu hỏi này thì ta phải hỏi lại người ta, câu out of control là kiểu gì hay sao? Nhưng mà sao cô không nhớ là cô có câu mà out of control này luôn á? Không nhớ, không biết.
Ai. Ý là hiểu thì vẫn hiểu cô,
Chứ
nhưng mà cái em
còn
thấy nó
tiếng
lạ,
Anh
tại vì học đâu
3A,
có cái gì, đâu có cái đó đâu.
tại vì tiếng Anh 3A là làm đề là đề chung, ý là đề cô cũng có đẻ ra đề rồi, cũng người này người kia nữa các kiểu, thì rất là sát luôn á chứ. Vậy là mọi người chưa biết cái đề tiếng Anh 1A 1B nó còn mắc hài hơn nữa. Nó còn một khúc xa nữa.
Là mấy cái đề role play ấy hả cô?
Cái đề prom play á, cái đề prom play á nó cũng vô đó, mà có khi nó cũng trật, nó cũng sao không biết. Thôi
It
thì
should be more realistic. It should be more realistic rather than the fabricated settings.
Thật ra thì nếu như thầy cô nào mà có dạy tiếng Anh á, có dạy mấy cái môn đó luôn, ví dụ như có dạy là 3A như cô đi thì cô đi gác thi cô thấy nó bình thường lắm. Còn thầy cô nào mà không dạy thì họ nhìn mấy cái chủ đề họ cảm thấy là ủa sao có những chủ đề gì mà nó khó quá, chẳng hạn như cái chỗ mà cái invasive species á, thì nhiều thầy cô cũng kiểu là cũng góp ý là cho cái chủ đề gì mà khó quá, thì thật ra là không có khó, tại vì trong nội dung mình có thiệt, do quyển sách mình đó có khúc thì nó dễ, ví dụ như cái khúc đầu về sport về gathering nè, sẽ có những bạn là được hỏi những câu về group work, thì tại vì nó cũng hên sâu may rủi đó mọi người, biết sao nói đâu, biết. Hy vọng đi, hy vọng đợt này mình hên đi, hy vọng là những cái bài chủ đề này của mình là về behavior cũng vui vui nè, cũng hay nè, có đưa ra mấy cái nội dung cũng vừa gần gần mình nè, spending đồ cũng ok nè, money management, hy vọng đi, biết đâu người ta lấy, ví dụ như mốt là kêu cô làm, cái cô sẽ lấy cái đề, cái câu mới nãy của nhóm Mai Uy hay nhóm nào đó, một a time, describe a time when you face a financial challenge. Đấy, cái đó cũng hay đó ai. Được. Lấy đó làm ý tưởng liền. Sao bé Bông?
Dạ cô ơi, 10 phút nữa mới chạy xuống Sài Gòn, có công việc xíu cô, nên 10 phút nữa em xin out nha cô.
Là mình đang ở đâu vậy bé Bông? Đang còn quê hả?
Dạ đúng rồi cô.
Rồi, ok.
Dạ.
Right. Okay, guys. So that's it for our speaking. Actually, we don't really have the kinds of interview for our final, so I don't really force you to ask questions here. But actually, for these questions that you have already created, it can be become, let's imagine it is like part number 3 for your speaking test. So for this time, you will get the part 1 kinds of like interview, right? Simple one, then part 2 with 2 minutes individual talk, and part number 3 for discussion. So maybe, who knows, your ideas here can become your speaking test. One be like relating to your speaking test. So now we got the questions from your friends, so you can use it to practice at home. I don't know how you practice speaking, but for me, it's really more about you try to get the ideas, guys. You will see that some of the questions, maybe if you got on the very good, very wonderful speaking skills, your pronunciation is excellent. But if you got no background knowledge to answer, I'm sorry, it's a bit hard, honestly, for you to get a high score. Okay? Yeah. So now let's move on to our reading. Let's move on to our reading. So it's also about behavior. We have a look at our reading. Gì mà tán lại. Reading. Okay. So here I have a video. What's the smartest age? Okay, that's the name of the videos. So I would like you to watch the videos and answer. Give guys some short answer for these questions. Maybe here we got four. We got 4 of them, but maybe you can just do 2 questions that you can find out. You can hear the answer. Trời ơi, cái gì mà nó bự quá vậy? Thôi mọi người ráng chịu khó nha. Oh my god, sorry.
What is the smartest age? Perhaps a day of friendly competition will lead us to the answer.
Tomorrow's the annual Brain Clash. 10 teams of 2 competing in a decathlon of mental challenges, trivia competitions, and puzzles. I've been training all year. I'll need to pick the smartest, most capable teammate. I've narrowed down the roster. First, we have Gabriella. Now, she may only be 8, but don't underestimate her. She's fluent in 2 languages and is the ultimate outside-the-box thinker. Then there's Amma. She can recite 100 digits of pi, designs satellites for a living, and bakes a perfect souffle. Or I could go with Mr. Taylor. He's the best chess player in the neighborhood, not to mention he's competed in over 20 brain clashes and is a 5-time champion. I'm not sure who to pick. Who's the smartest?
Which of these teammates should Amir choose for tomorrow's contest and why? Of course, it depends. While intelligence is often associated with things like IQ tests, these assessments fail to capture the scope and depth of a person's varied abilities. So instead, we'll break down the idea of smart into categories like creativity, memory, and learning, and explore when the brain's best at each of them. Let's start at the very beginning. In the first few years of life, your brain undergoes incredible rapid growth called synaptogenesis, where more than 1 million new neural connections are formed every second. As the brain develops, it goes through a pruning process. Based on your experience and environment, used connections are strengthened and unused connections are removed. Frequently used neuronal pathways are myelinated, wrapped in a layer of insulation, allowing information to travel faster. This creates a more efficient, fine-tuned brain. But this brain remodeling happens within and between brain regions at different times, allowing different skills to flourish at different ages. For example, in childhood, brain regions involved in language learning develop quickly, which is why many children can learn and master multiple languages. Yet the prefrontal cortex, a brain region responsible for cognitive control and inhibition, is slower to develop. As a result, some young children may struggle with strategic games such as chess or checkers, which require constant concentration, planning, and abstract thought. At the same time, children tend to be more flexible, exploration-based learners. They often use more creative approaches when finding solutions to riddles, and are on average less afraid to make mistakes. But adults have their own unique set of abilities. Adults benefit from a well-developed prefrontal cortex, allowing them to better execute skills that require learning, focus, and memory, making them quick and efficient puzzle solvers or crossword masters. Late in adulthood, these same skills may decline as the brain's memory center, known as the hippocampus, shrinks. But there's a reason for the phrase older and wiser. After a lifetime of learning, older adults have more knowledge to recall and utilize, making them excellent trivia partners. Other factors that Amir should consider are his own strengths. As an adolescent, the prefrontal cortical regions of your brain are more developed than in childhood. This allows you to better navigate logic and math puzzles. Simultaneously, deep inside the brain, regions that are important in motivation and reward are developing even faster, driving teenagers like Amir to be curious and adventurous learners. In many ways, you can think of the teenager as a jack of all trades, with brains wired to seek out new experiences and learn quickly. You're at a dynamic stage, where the choices you make and the skills you focus on can actually guide the development of your brain. So what's the smartest age? There's no single answer. It's 8, 16, 25, 65, and everything in between. Our brains have adapted to prioritize different skills at various ages to meet that stage of life's challenges and demands. So no matter who Amir picks, having an age-diverse team is a good strategy. That's right, no matter your age, you have ideas that are worth sharing. That's why students around the world are honing their ideas into TED-style talks. With the
Okay. Yeah. So maybe you can use these these 4 questions, guys, or maybe can you just note down some interesting point you can get from the videos. Yeah. If now one more time, guys, if you can give the answer for my 4 questions here, type it in the chat box. If not, you can just type in, share with me some interesting points you get from the videos. Yeah. Make it this way, that way. Okay. I have to export this one. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, still waiting for your interesting. Now you can either answer the questions above or share some interesting ideas from the videos. Okay, yeah. Okay, any sharing, guys? Still wait for 1 more minute. Just note down some phrases only. Don't need to make it the highlight whole sentences or paragraph. Để tôi quẩn qua tôi ngồi tôi lướt tùm lum. Dun, 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 dun. Children are particularly good at learning new languages. Okay, yeah. Well, actually, we got this term like the synaptogenesis. Actually, the connection between our nerves, yeah, between the nerves in our brain, the connection. So it is really important because the more we got that, the easier for the information to process. I'll just make it that simple way. So children at the young age, the focus is on about language, all about languages. So that's why they're good at learning languages. Yeah. Mm, and based on that belief, okay, you can say that lots of parents, they would just let the children to learn a new language at a very young age. So sometimes it will be good, but sometimes it will make the children get super confused among the languages. Yeah. So yeah, okay, it can be good. If you let your children to study English, let at the age of 3, 4, 5, yeah, that way. But it's not all the time that you have to let your children start learning a new language at that early. Maybe you wait until now when they get into primary school. It can mostly be a good way as well because at that time their brain is still developed, still take in the language in a way. Yeah. Any other thing, guys? Now, okay, if you don't really want to work with my questions, how about any ideas about how about how about the adult? Remember at the beginning of the videos what happened here? So Danny is looking for his teammate. Just no, I'm sorry. He's was just looking for his
Thinker.
teammate. Yeah, who gonna be the best teammate for him, right? Now he mentioned a lot, so and we got he mentioned the eight.
She may only be 8.
Here, yeah, the 8 years old Amy who good at languages and think out of the box. And usually at this age, they may be really because they new to everything and they would like to experience all kinds of things. Let me move on to this lady. She's a story. She has good memory. She can remember the pie number. She can also good skill like making the pie or playing with the pieces or the crosswords. And then we got the old man who's super as playing chess. And he also got what? He also got kinds of experience for his whole life. So each of the ages up here, they got different ability. They were good at very different things. And the reason I would like you to watch this video, because in our textbook, guys, we got the infographic about the stages of brain development. Yeah, the stages of brain development. Together with that, we got these two questions, what I believe is quite interesting. Yeah, here. Now, number 2, should we excuse teenagers for irrational behavior as their brains are not fully developed? Tell me your opinion about that, guys. Now, teenagers from, let's say 13 to 19, 13 to 19, around that, when they were still in their, let's say, secondary and high school, they got some kinds of irrational behaviors. Because they say that because the synapses are being pruned back, it means that it become like smaller to make the connection more efficient. And because of that process, there may be something wrong with how they judge the situation, and they can make irrational behavior. So number 2, guys, can you just type in the chat box whether you a yes or a no for you? Should we excuse teenagers for irrational behavior as their brains are not fully developed? Yes or no? Can you just quickly type in the chat box for that, guys? I believe you got, now you used to be a teenager. Actually, you just, yeah, 21, okay. You used to be a teenager. You may have some teenage student. You may have some teenage siblings or cousins, those like that at home. Will you say it a yes or a no for this question? A yes or a no for this question? Just quickly type in the chat box for that. Yes or no? No. Yes, a no from Sang, from Phượng Anh, from Mỹ Tâm, from Thi Ngọc. Ooh. Okay, we got the team, the no team here. Any yes? Okay. Right. Okay, so with some no here, so can I hear from Như Ngọc? Hello, Như Ngọc. Can you just share with me your opinion? Why no?
Hello, Miss.
Hello.
I think this is depend on the uh this is depend on the type of the situations that we can identify whether it is we should blame or not. So in general, I think we cannot excuse the teenager for their irrational behavior because if we blame if we neglect, that will lead to other behaviors.
Ah, yeah, I get it. Okay, I get it. If you don't deal, if we don't work on that and we don't deal with those irrational behaviors, it may lead to even more irrational ones, right? Is that what you mean, right? Oh my God. And Thiên Ngọc got a very interesting reason. Đó, rồi cô giáo này, mốt mà cô đi học cô bị đối xử sao là mốt cô đối xử y chang vậy với học trò cô rồi. Yeah, well, I think that we do acknowledge the changes during the teenage time. Yeah, the adolescent is a time of so many changes in terms of behaviors, like the mental development or even the physical one. So there's so many behaviors of the teenagers that look a bit weird for the youngest one and look a bit weird for the older generation. Also, it's a bit hard. We kind of, for me, we do know that we got the kinds of knowledge. So in a way that we understand how they behave that way, but it doesn't mean that we can just forgive them. It doesn't mean that we just, okay, let it be, just because they're teenager, they will learn that later. It's not the way. Yeah. So for me, even though we know why they are that way, it's maybe because of the brain that is not fully developed, but it can also be because of some influences from other sources. So we have to work on that for sure. Okay. Tôi thích cái câu này là tại vì á, mình nghe nhiều cái câu chuyện là ui con nít mà nó biết gì đâu, ui kệ nó, mốt lớn nó biết. Ủa mắc cười quá à. Mắc hài quá à. Tự nhiên lớn cái nó biết vậy thôi, từ nhỏ lớn tự đi học, mốt lớn tự động biết chữ à. Cho nên ít nhất là mình có một cái kiến thức ít nhất về cái này để mình hiểu, và mình cũng sẽ phải work on that bằng một cách từ tốn thôi, nhẹ nhẹ thôi. Mình hiểu là ở cái lứa đó nó ngộ ngộ vậy đó, và thậm chí là bản thân các bạn ở đây, cô nghĩ là bản thân mọi người ở đây luôn, có những lúc mình nhớ lại cái hồi mình còn tuổi teen, cái hồi mà tuổi teen mà cỡ cấp 2 đi, cấp 3 chắc mọi người cũng đỡ rồi, nhưng mà cái hồi cấp 2 đi, mình sẽ có những cái hành vi, những cái cứng xử, những cái suy nghĩ nó rất là hài hước. Theo cô nghĩ là nó không hài hước, bản thân cô thấy hài tại vì cô cũng không có gây ra họa gì hết, nhưng mà thật ra cũng có những cái trường hợp mà nó là một cái nó sẽ gây ra những cái vấn đề gì đó hết. Ok, cho nên là câu số 2 này hay đó mọi người, nên có các bạn cũng có thể nên tìm hiểu một xíu ha, biết câu số 2 này, nếu mà cô là người ra đề là cô sẽ lấy câu số 2 này cô ra đó. Tại vì cơ bản thấy nó rất là hay mà. Rồi, còn number 3. What can we do to slow the decline of our cognitive function? So you see, this is actually what happened. When you get into your old age, let's say 65 and above, maybe in our country we can slow down, like lower it down to, let's say, 60. Okay, now 60s and above. Okay, you start to lose parts of your ability. Okay, so you can see that you can observe that signs from your, maybe not your parents. Your parents, I think they're still young. Maybe from your grandparents. They start to forget things a lot. Yeah, they start to forget things a lot. And by 80, our brain shrinks by 50 to 10%, and our capacity to recall, orientation, and reasoning worsened. So in our culture, we got a saying about those is around 80. Cô nhớ có một cái câu, cô cũng không sure lắm về cái phiên bản gốc nha, nhưng mà cô nhớ ở nhà cô nói cái câu á, tới tuổi 80 mà như trở lại con nít. Cô cũng, bạn nào biết thì chỉ cô á, cô cũng không có chưa có tìm hiểu là cái câu đó là như thế nào, nhưng ở nhà cô á là sẽ có một số mấy bác của cô á nói, tại vì nhà cô là còn có bà, thì có những cái phần, có những cái hành vi, có những cái suy nghĩ, có những cái style gì của bà không biết, nhưng mà lúc đó thì mấy bác mấy chú lại nói là tới 80 rồi thì trở lại là con nít. Đó thì maybe là tới cái độ tuổi đó nó sẽ có những cái thay đổi quá nhiều, và khiến họ sẽ có những cái hành vi hành động nó hơi khác với lại mình expect ở một cái người lớn. Hoặc là ở cái độ tuổi đó không nhớ thêm nổi nữa mọi người không nhớ thêm những cái thông tin mới nữa, mà chỉ nhớ những cái thông tin rất là cũ, hoặc là những cái thông tin mà nó tác động rất lớn và nó in hẳn trong đầu thôi. Quên thì cũng sẽ có quên nhiều, nhưng mà sẽ có những cái là nhớ hoài, nhớ cứ như là mới hôm qua. So what can we do? Đúng rồi, hay giỏi là một, nhưng mà nó có những cái hành vi rất là ngộ. Ví dụ okay, so my grandma, she is 85 now. Yeah, my maternal grandma. She loved wearing new clothes. The more colorful, the happier she is. It's just like a child, right? Just like a child. Children enjoy wearing bold colors, red, pink, orange, kinds like that. My grandma are quite the same. She enjoyed taking photos. She easy to get angry. Like if people don't just do the things that she wants, sometimes what she wants is really irrational. She get angry. She feels sad. Just like people don't care about her anymore. So lots of that just prove that she's just like a baby at that time. I don't know really. Yeah. So guys, can you help me find out one way to slow down that process, to slow down the decline of our cognitive functions? What can we do? What can we do? Give me one way. Yeah. Imagine that your parents, if they are in their 50s or 60s, your grandparents, if they are in their 70s or 80s, what can we do to slow down the decline of their cognitive functions? Yeah, or maybe in another word, to train their memory, read more books, play jazz. Yeah, read more books for sure. Any kinds of books of their interest, play jazz. Go make them think. Do anything, smile more. Okay, it can be. But smiling, I guess, is more about their mental health. They feel more happy. Maybe I don't really know that may make them. I heard that some advise to do maths. Yeah. Because what you have to remember kinds of quotation, right? Exercise regularly and get quality sleep. One problem with the elderly is that their sleep is very short. Like my grandma, they sleep at around 8 or 9 p.m. and then for around 2 or 3 hours only, and then she wake up. Yeah, she cracks up, and then she because she knows how to play with Zello, so she have a look at the photos of herself and other family members, and then she gets back to sleep. Like she wake up again at around 2 or 3. Yeah. So I think that maybe could do something with the sleep there. A balanced diet, sure. Do journal every day. What do you mean for that, huh?
I mean, after work hours or after a day, we should have a sit and write anything happened in a whole day. So maybe in retrospect, we can learn new things or can take a look back at what happened and we can remember it for a long time.
Yeah, maybe it's just like kind of like you write a diary. It's kind of similar like that, right?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay, you got your journal. Nice. Even now, even for me, sometimes if you ask me to tell you or to describe my weekday, like the last weekdays, like the last weekend, maybe I still couldn't really can remember all the details. Maybe noting down some points, what like the activities I have done in the day, the people I have met, a way for me to remember. I love this idea about being adapted to new things like technologies. Sure. This is my father. So before the COVID-19, my father doesn't know how to use any kinds of, let's say, modern devices. Honestly, before the COVID-19, he only used the traditional, the very big TV and the figure phones. For now, he still uses figure phones, but thanks to the COVID-19, I got some time to stay with him at home, teaching him how to use my smart TV, getting him used to using YouTube. And now he finds the YouTube videos really interesting and useful for his memory. He's been learning, studying English with online teachers, with the teachers on YouTube for like three years. So time of the COVID-19 until now. Yeah, so I think that is wonderful. Travel, socialize with people. Sure. So that's the reason why I think that the family should encourage the elderly in our family to like to get out, to talk to other people, maybe people from different generation. It's also one way as well. For me, it's that way. Yeah, it's not just talking to those who like their friends for the same age as them, but any maybe even you yourself spend a bit more time with your grandparents, talk to them, share with them your opinion. Maybe I know that sometimes you cannot find anything in common to talk to them. So try to understand them. So what I'm really happy about my family that I can openly talk to my grandma. I got two grandma, so I got openly talk to them. Uh, okay. I know that some of my ideas they don't really agree because I'm willing to share with them, so they try to understand me, and I learned a lot from them as well. Okay. Yeah. Now, this is something completely interesting to talk about our brain development. Now, our reading number one is about born criminal. Born criminal. Let's watch one more videos and then I will give you a break time. Okay? Yeah, born criminal. How can you understand this term, guys? Born criminals. What is it? Um, Tell me. Can you understand the term? Born criminal. What is it? Right.
So like when I was born, suffer from mental disorder or something, or imagine they have some problems. So behavior it makes their behavior don't conform to the social expectation.
Oh, that's one way. Nice. There's something wrong when they was born, something wrong with their gene. Yeah, that make them behave. Yeah, in a way that is not a norm to the society. Wonderful, nice. They are criminals when they were born, okay? There are people whose parents are criminals. This affects their upbringing. Interesting, this one. Born criminal is actually a theory. Yeah, it's a theory. Of course, it's an outdated one already, guys. An outdated one. Now, let's watch this video. It's a very short one, around like 4 minutes only. And let's find out about this theory. I will just turn on the subtitle. Yeah.
Have you ever wondered if criminals are somehow less evolved? Believe it or not, there was a time when society thought that criminal behavior was written in our DNA. Today, we're diving into a theory that shaped the way we think about crime for decades, and why it's completely wrong.
Completely wrong.
Throughout history, people have tried to explain why some individuals commit crimes. One of the earliest and most controversial explanations comes from Cesare Lombroso, an Italian criminologist from the late 19th century. He proposed that criminals are born, not made, and that they carry physical traits of our less evolved ancestors. But what was the basis of this theory? And how did it shape the way we understand crime?
Now, what do we need to know?
You don't need a degree in criminology to follow along. All you need is an open mind and a curiosity about how science and society have influenced each other. By the end of this video, you'll see how outdated views on crime still affect our thinking today, and why it's so important to challenge them. Lombroso's theory, known as the atavistic theory, first appeared in his 1876 book, The Criminal Man. In it, he argued that certain people are born criminals, meaning they're biologically predisposed to break the law. And how could you identify them? According to Lombroso, they possessed specific physical features or stigmata that were throwbacks to earlier stages of human evolution. Think heavy brows, large jaws, or unusually long arms. To Lombroso, these traits signaled that these individuals were less evolved, primitive, even subhuman. He believed that these people represented an atavism, a regression to a more primitive form of human life. Lombroso saw this as scientific proof that criminality was inherited, and that born criminals were biologically different from normal people. In fact, he even suggested that these individuals could be the missing link between modern humans and our evolutionary past. For Lombroso, the only solution to reducing crime was focusing on these born criminals, as if they were a threat to society's advancement. Lombroso's theory gained widespread attention, in part because it seemed to offer a simple explanation. Crime was not a product of one's environment, but of biology. Here, you can see some of the facial features that Lombroso claimed were signs of criminality. However, his ideas were deeply flawed, and today they're recognized as scientifically inaccurate. So, how do we avoid falling into the trap of outdated theories like Lombroso's? First, it's important to remember that modern criminology looks at crime through a social and psychological lens, not just biology. Factors like poverty, trauma, and mental health are far more predictive of criminal behavior than physical appearance. One common misconception is that criminal behavior is easy to spot, that you can tell if someone is a criminal just by looking at them. But science has shown us that crime is far more complex. There's no such thing as a criminal look, and relying on outdated beliefs only creates more harm. Lombroso's atavistic theory might seem shocking today, but it reflects how our understanding of crime has evolved. Crime is not about physical traits, it's about societal and psychological factors. The more we challenge outdated ideas, the closer we get to understanding the true causes of crime.
Okay.
Now
Yeah, guys. So I know some of the subtitles are not really correct, but can you tell me, type in the chat box one idea you get from the video? Yeah, one idea you get from the videos. Ủa, ở đâu ra câu này vậy? Câu này có credit không vậy? Câu này có chính thống không vậy? Okay, crime should be seen from the societal and psychological lens. Yeah, wonderful.
It's not. I think it's not an official science, but I think it is the assumption about some experiences when they're watching some movie, especially the anime, the Japanese anime.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. But I not actually, but I think like the mangas I used to read a lot on the movies. Yeah, it seemed like if you are the criminal, but like a very like immature one. You are new to crime, so maybe they create a character that look ugly, I guess, but usually the one behind everything, yeah, the boss is maybe someone look kind of fancy, I guess. They make it that way, but and I believe that because they would like to would they would us to make me yeah, yeah, that's it. Because they would like us to see that they actually a kind of an opposition or like a contradictory between what we think about someone who do something illegal with their appearance. We got usually got a thing like if we see someone beautiful, someone handsome, someone look charming, we would have a kind of liking to them, and we will never think that they would do something wrong. Yeah, and it's make me actually think of Detective Mori. Hôm qua cô mới coi cái tập mà người đẹp cái gì đó, cô quên cái tên rồi, người đẹp và lời nói dối gì đó, tập 800 mấy á. Thì thám tử Mori có nói một cái câu là làm sao một cái người đẹp, một cái người đẹp như mà cô này mà có thể là kẻ giết người được. Nó rất là trùng hợp với cái bài hôm nay của mình luôn. Cái đó là trong cái suy nghĩ của mình, và thật sự nha, là do ảnh hưởng từ những cái theory, những cái early theory như thế này, mọi người bắt đầu từ xa xưa như vậy luôn á, rồi rất là lâu như vậy, và nó cứ ảnh hưởng dần dần ha. Thì cái bài reading này của chúng ta mình sẽ đọc về cái theory này ha, born criminal. Ok, rồi mọi người break 15 phút rồi mình trở lại nha. Đây, ở đây nó có cái break gì trong đây không? Đây không có, nên là phải tự rồi. Okay, y'all, let's have 15-minute break. 5 phút rồi mọi người ơi, 15 phút rồi, trở lại. Ê, mọi người khoan cho cô 1 phút, 1 giây để cô, trời ơi, hình như là cô mới kiếm chuyện gì nữa rồi. Hey guys, while you're waiting for me, let's have a look back at your vocabulary exercise, the vocabulary preview, as I will invite some of you to give me the answer. Okay, xong. Okay, now let's get into our reading one. Yeah. Inung. Okay, now let's check our vocabulary, guys. Well, I don't know about you guys, but normally for me, when I would like to practice speaking and also listening a bit of that, I tend to copy all of these sentences and then pass to the text-to-speech website so that I can get them read these sentences for me, and I can also repeat after that. Also to practice some of the words here. Now, some of the words I don't really know, honestly, like propensity. So like the propensity is my very first time. It was my very first time saying this word. And then I also need to know how to pronounce them in a sentence, not just look for the meaning and the vocabulary of one single word. So I think that those text to speech app websites are a useful tool for us. Now, so let's get to this vocabulary. What? Okay. Scientific process is it actually a kind of the name of disease? I think so. Okay. Right. Number one. What is the answer for number one? Can I have one to read the answer and others please type in the chat box your answer. Okay. Now can I have trời ơi để gì cũng như không không được. Can I have Khả Nhi? Hello Khả Nhi, can you help me with number one?
Dạ cô nghe được không? Tại mic em hồi tuần trước bị hư á, không biết giờ nó bình thường chưa cô?
Được rồi. Bây giờ là tốt rồi. Quá rõ.
Dạ, number one là genetic.
Can you help me read the whole sentence?
Dạ, hai từ đầu em không biết đọc.
Cystic fibrosis.
Yeah, cystic fibrosis is a genetic condition that affects the lung, liver, kidneys, and intestines.
Yep. Okay. So what does it mean when we call a genetic condition? What does it mean? What does it mean? A genetic condition. What is a genetic
Bệnh di
condition?
truyền hả cô?
Yeah. Okay. So is it something? Yeah, it is genetic. So it's something to do with your gene. If we say that something is a genetic condition, it means that it's because of your gene. It's not because of the environment. It's not because of your. We don't really know whether it's because of your parents or not. We still don't know about that, but it's all about your own gene. So we call that one a genetic condition. Okay. Next one, number two. Kimi, can you help me with number two?
My answer is notion.
Read the whole sentence.
The notion that our personality is poorly dictated by upbringing is clearly flawed.
Flawed, yeah, okay. The notion, or here we can say the belief. The belief that our personality is purely dictated means that you can decide your personality, you can predict, you can like based on the upbringing to decide to talk about someone's personality is actually something incorrect to do. No, our personality is super complicated and it is, I don't know whether it's easy or not, but I think that our personality is strongly influenced by so many factors surrounding us. Our upbringing, yes, it can be about your. It can be about what else? It can be about the environment you're living in. It can be about some kind of incident or accident, some kind of issue happen in your life that make you change. It can be that way. And although in our country we have some say some like gì Giang Sơn dễ đợi bạn tính khó dời, but honestly I think personality can also be changed if the factor is strong enough. Okay. Next one, number 3. Number 3, mời bạn. Can I have Kiếm đi món một dòng. Rồi, Phượng Anh, please, number 3.
Number 3 is tendency.
Upbringing.
Upbringing undoubtedly play a role in the development of criminal tendencies.
Okay. Tendencies. So they like the chances to become a criminal. Yeah. So upbringing is not the only, but it is one of the factors. Okay. The tendency to become a criminal. Okay. Number 4. Can I have Bảo, please? Gia Bảo, number 4. Để Gia Bảo nghe không? Nghe thì trên bàn khó.
Alo
Ngồi.
cô ơi.
Rồi, nghe. Number 4,
Cái máy
please.
em nó đang. Hello?
Is there something wrong with your mic?
Here is wrong.
Because I only can hear like the story and then
Hello,
nothing.
can you hear me now?
Okay. Much better.
Okay. The study using brain scans of delinquent teens indicates that they're wired differently.
Okay. Delinquent. Okay. Delinquent. What does it mean to the word delinquent, guys? Delinquent teens. What does it mean? Yeah?
Tend to show a negative behavior.
Okay. High-rated behavior, misbehavior, right? Usually do something that not conform to the society, not respectable enough, kind of like that. Indicate that they're wildly differently. It means that the nerves in their mind somehow differently connected compared to others. Okay, next one, number 5. Mời bạn, number 5, can I hear from Ngọc Anh? Can you help me with number 5, Ngọc Anh?
Dạ cô. Number 5. Economics and urban planning have played prominent roles in the development of criminal theory.
Okay, thank you. So it is not only about criminals or a crime, they say that it's also come connection to economics and urban planning. Urban planning là quy hoạch đô thị ha. Urban planning, prominence, bronze. Okay, number 6. Number 6, can I have Minh Châu? Remember we have Minh Châu. Không, Bảo Châu, sorry. Bảo Châu, please, number 6.
Number 6 is propensity. Subjects with abusive parents tend to show a greater propensity for violence.
Okay, thank you. Abusive parents. Abusive parents are parents who usually abused their children, who have some very aggressive behavior, kinds like that. Now we got the word propensity. So what does it mean for the word propensity, guys? What does it mean? Propensity. This is
It's like
my very first.
tendency.
Yeah. So it's quite similar to tendency, right? Quite similar to. If you would really want to know the differences, so propensity is more like stronger and have kind of long-term effect. Huh? Okay, but for tendency, it's like short-term one, the specific one only. But I think that we can just use them interchangeably. That should be 5. Next one, number 7. All right, number 7. Can I have Còn ai? Con người. Không có thuộc tên. Ok. Mà Thảo, Phương Thảo, please. Number 7.
Number 7 is deviant. Aggressive and deviant behaviors positively correlate with sleep deprivation.
Yeah, thank you.
Deprivation.
Deviant. I'm sorry. Cannot really remember how to pronounce this one. Is it D? How to pronounce it one more time? Is it D or the? Sorry, guys. One moment.
Deviant.
Deviant. Yeah, I just don't really remember how to like where the stretch. This word actually. Okay, deviant. Okay, deviant. Yeah, deviant. So we got aggressive and deviant. Okay. Tiếng Việt của chữ deviant này thì mình có thể gọi là sao ta? Lệch lạc. Biết lệch lạc tiếng Việt sao ta? Lệch là CH. Lệch lạc. Yeah. Not conform to the norm. Okay, aggressive and deviant behaviors correlate with, have a positive connection with, there's some connection with sleep deprivation. So if you, let's say, if you are not allowed to sleep for a day, you will become kind of aggressive. And if you are forced to stay awake for like, who knows, like 1, 2, 3, 4 days or something, maybe you will become someone else for sure. Now, so if both parents carry the faulty gene, there is a 1 in 4 chance, around 25% chance that their offspring will inherit. Okay, that they will have that kind of faulty. But we're not really sure, but he focused on the physical appearance, right? So now I got this one. So I asked AI, the ChatGPT, to create this picture for me. I know that actually I can even find some real example, but here, just make it quick this way. Now, so for example, in our culture, if we see a man covered in tattoos like this, we may think that he's a gangster. He's a member of a gang, but maybe in fact it's just his way of expressing his own personality. It's just his way to show off his belief, for example. But before that, he's just a normal person. Yeah, those who love animals. On the other hand, we tend to think highly of those who are in suit, who dress smartly, who have some kinds of like official job like that. But how can we know that that person didn't do something behind, didn't do something illegal? And you can see that we got lots of news to talk about those who are the director, who are the president of a company, kinds like that, get into trouble, do some very illegal activities. Okay. Cái bức hình nó thật ra nó cũng không có được rõ lắm, nhưng mà mình có những cái ví dụ rất là thực tế ha. Có những người là nhìn rất là bặm trợn, người tha thu đầy mình rồi các kiểu, nhưng mà thật ra lại là người bình thường thôi, rất là tốt. Đó là cái kiểu, cái là gọi là gì, phong cách nghệ thuật của họ. Nhưng cũng có những người là rất là đạo mạo, ăn bận, ăn nói, đi đứng, mọi thứ rất tốt, gia đình, hoàn cảnh mọi thứ rất ok, tới hồi một ngày đẹp trời phát hiện ra là tội phạm lừa đảo ví dụ như vậy. Mà hình như á, dạo gần đây cô cũng nghe nói cái vụ lừa đảo cái gì nè 7 bước chinh phục 7 bước chinh phục niềm tin khỉ gì đó của một cái nhóm lừa đảo những cái người phụ nữ trung niên đó. Thì thật sự những cái người đó là cái vẻ bề ngoài của họ là xuất sắc luôn, là cái người đi lừa đảo đó đó, và họ có những cái kỹ năng cỡ cô biết lừa ai, mọi người không có skill biết lừa ai, nhưng mà những cái người mà người ta gọi là người ta muốn rồi là người ta phải có skill, có này có nọ. So saying never judge a book by its covers is also true in this situation. Okay, yeah. Now, we got some questions here, guys. So number 1, do you think criminal tendencies are inherited? Inherited. Yeah, inherited. Okay. Do you think criminal tendencies are inherited? Now, just type in the chat box yes or no for this one. Okay, got the answer from you guys. Thank you. Now, just for last one, yes or no? You get that your parents or your grandparents or your parent has that tendency to you. Yes or no for this one? Do you think criminal tendencies are inherited? Well, we got Phúc Thịnh with no. Okay. Thịnh, can you share some ideas?
Miss,
Hello,
can you
Thịnh.
hear me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So I believe that criminal tendencies are not inherited because I think it is largely influenced by our living condition and the way that we are raised, our upbringing instead. So because everybody, like each and every one of us we are born the same, and our physical traits, our premature brain, and it's pretty much the same, but it largely depends on the kind of family that we're living in, and of course the place that we are developing in. So for an instance, if we're living in a household where our parents have that kind of mindset, that kind of tendency to commit crime, then we might believe that that is the normal thing that we can do in society, and then we would have the tendency to do such thing. But if we living in a family which is disciplined and um, behave and conform to the social norms, then we will have when we will foster that uh, normal behavior. So yeah, it is not inherited, but um, much it is based on our upbringing instead.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your sharing. Okay. Yeah, I believe that all of you would got kinds of similar opinion. Here we got Thi Ngọc. It's not just like they are born with that, but because they are brought up by those parents who behave in that way. And every single day in their life, they think that that's a normal way. That's how life leads. That's the way they lead their life. They just do so. And because the young minds are very well trained. So if they get that viewing behavior from their parents, yeah, I totally agree with Ngọc by saying that it's challenging to break the bad habits and deep rooted in their mind, honestly. Okay, so it's not really that the serious of like what we call the crime. We got some bad habit as well. Okay, and if the young minds they get that bad habit already for so long time, it's really hard. It's really like sometimes impossible for them to give up, to stay away from those kind of behavior. Okay, Nãy bạn Thịt có một cái câu là chúng ta đều sinh ra giống nhau á mọi người. Thì hồi xưa mình có một cái câu nói trong người Việt mình có một cái câu là cái gì? Nhân chia sơ tính bổn thiện hả? Tức là trời xanh ra ai cũng tốt. Thì có những người kêu là trời xanh ra cũng tốt, trời xanh ra biết gì đâu tốt hay không tốt. Cơ bản là nếu như mà có cái sự thay đổi về gene á, gọi là có một cái gì đó, có một cái non-functional gene rồi cái là mình không nói. Còn nếu như trời xanh ra thì ai như ai thôi ha. Ai là sẽ có những cái trường hợp á, là cây đắng mà xanh trái ngọt. Đó là ba má cô ở nhà thường hay nói, hồi xưa thầy thường nói lắm, cây đắng mà xanh trái ngọt. Ba mẹ thì không có đàng hoàng nhưng mà không biết là hơn sao sanh ra đứa con thì đứa con trong cái hoàn cảnh đó, trong cái môi trường đó mà nó lại không như vậy ha. Thì lại nhờ học tập, nhờ không biết nhờ cái gì mà lại rất là khác với cha mẹ. Cho nên thì thật ra là nếu như nó gọi nó là inherited thì rất là nghe nó không hợp lý đúng không? Rồi, ok. Ôi ôi quá trời, đúng rồi. Ê, câu này hình như quá trời mọi người ơi, đúng rồi đó, chính xác đó. Ok, hợp lý. Rồi, next one we got another one. So like for number 2 actually we can get that from the sharing of Thịnh. It says more about the environment. It's more about the condition. It's more about the situation a person is on. Now, for example, let's say that a person, he's a nice one, he's a normal one at the beginning of his life, but let's imagine that his family was forced, now for some reason that we don't know, to be in a very poor condition. He got nothing to do. He need to find a way to support his family. So maybe because he's at the end of the road already. So that's why he have to what? He had to do maybe he had to he had to steal some food from order for his family. Maybe that can be something to make him become a case of commit the crime. Okay. And last one, number 3. Guy number 3 it looked like a writing one. To what extent is our behavior dictated by the way we are publicly perceived? No, by the way we are publicly perceived. This one is an interesting one. We are publicly perceived. I think that you got another way to say them. By the way we are labeled by others. Yeah. Usually we are labeled by people around us. He's a good one. He's an artistic one. He's a misbehaviors one. He's a talented one. So those are the kinds of label that first of all our parents for sure. Usually our parents or our grandparents will give us a label when we was very young. If we got some kinds of behavior like no other children will do, we are given a label of a talented one, for example. But if we if a child, for example, a little boy who really enjoy playing guns or playing some very violent games. So for sure that he will be labeled as a violent, as a misbehave, as a child with misbehavior. And they say that maybe those labels can have a kind of effect on our personality, also our behavior. Right? Yeah. Cái câu số 3 là theo cái hướng kiểu giống như là cái cách mà xã hội này đánh giá chúng ta hả? Cái cách mà mình bị đánh giá, mình bị gọi là người ta nhận định mình như vậy thì nó có ảnh hưởng như thế nào đối với cái hành vi của chúng ta? Ví dụ như cô nói có vui một cái điều là ví dụ như kêu là ta đâu có làm gì sai đâu mà lỡ bị ta nghĩ sai rồi thôi làm luôn. Kiểu vậy á. Thì cái câu number 3 này cũng sẽ là cái câu mà mọi người phải có cân nhắc suy nghĩ một xíu khi mà mình trả lời nó ha. Nó không phải dễ, nó theo cô thì có khi dễ cũng có thể dễ, nhưng mà nếu mà thi speaking người ta hỏi mình cái câu này thì các bạn cũng nên ở nhà mình có chuẩn bị một số ý tưởng để khi mà trả lời câu này. Ok. Now, just let's get directly to our text. So we got the global greeting. Here you will have to find out the heading for 7 paragraphs below. Okay, so you got 7 paragraphs here. For the headings, maybe you don't really need to read the whole paragraph. Maybe just the first 1 or 2 sentences. Yeah, usually the first 1 or 2 sentences, and then you can find out already. So guys, let's say I'll give you 5 minutes. Is it too? Now I'll give you around 8 minutes for you to read through the text and find out the headings for each of the paragraph below. Now I know that it's really easy for you to find out the headings like this. Please also try to underline the evidence for your answer as well. Okay, so 8 minutes for our global greeting. And I also need you to post your, just type in the chat box, like 1 paragraph 1, A paragraph 2, B, for example. Just type in the chat box. Okay? Yeah. So now read it, guys. We all got our textbook, right? Các bạn nào cũng có cái file rồi ha. Yeah, just make it this way. Okay? Rồi, ok Trang. Là bây giờ đi xe lên Sài Gòn hả? Rồi. Yeah, okay, guys. We still got 1 minute. Can you just type in the chat box your answer, please? Yeah, just type like paragraph one, just like one, what, two, what. Yeah, okay. Or you can just do like A, B, C, D. That way should be fine as well. Okay, wait for 1 more minute before we correct. Okay, yeah, we got on the answer up here. Nice. Okay. One G. Okay, one G, one G. Yes, okay, seems like we got on here on similar one. Yeah, so here's our headings. So you got paternal influence on criminal tendency. What does it mean for the word paternal, guys? Paternal. Usually in English, we just introduce this is my grandma, this is my grandpa. We don't usually say exactly like your mom or your dad side. But if you would like to specify what side is, you can just use this word. We got paternal and maternal. So if you would like to like specifically introduce that, this old man is the father of your father, you can just say that this is my paternal grandpa. But actually, I seldom hear anyone do something like that. So we got A as a paternal influence on criminal tendency, B nature or nurture, C correlation between intellect and crime, D biological predisposition. Actually, the word predisposition is just similar to propensity or tendency toward criminality. Society influence on self-identity and behavior, siblings, genetics, and upbringing. And last one we got what is criminology. Okay. Yeah. So let's say number one. Hai Thương, why do you choose 1G?
I enjoy G is spotting evidence like to Italia layer là tới chỗ criminologies.
Okay, yeah. So we got this one in his 1885 publication. Honestly, I also don't know how to pronounce the whole name, but the Italian lawyer, Garofalo, that scientific study understand criminal minds, and he named this field. Yeah, he named this field criminology. Okay, and I say that since it's inception like it's beginning, guys, it's beginning. Theorists have struggled, find it's really hard to answer one fundamental question: are we born criminal? Yeah. Okay. Next one. Ngọc Linh, why do you choose two for we got D. We choose D for paragraph number 2.
I choose the paragraph D for number 2 is because I saw the word criminality was inherited.
Ah. Okay. So he says something like Caesar Lambrosor is the man with the born theory, right? With the born criminal theory. He rejected the classical belief that crime was a personality trait. So crime is not a personality trait. We cannot use that to describe the personality. Instead, he developed a theory of anthropological criminology, stating that criminality was inherited. Not only that, but it can also identify by a series of prominent physical defects, which confirm their atavistic and savage nature. Bản chất tàn bạo, bạo lực gì á mọi người, cái chữ này thì okay, yeah, thank you. And his idea, guys, were reinforced by William Serdam in 1854, like around 70 years ago. No wonder now we still got have great influence by this theory. Number 3, rồi, Vân Anh. Why 3E? E là gì ta? Society influence. Yep.
So I chose A for and number 3 for E because I saw that many like the individuals by society actually promote deviant behavior.
Okay. Yep.
And also that society label people as criminal to justify its condemnation. Then criminal behavior.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. So, here we got another theory called labeling theory. What hypothesize that negative labels given to individuals by society actually promote deviant behavior. If you are giving a bad label, somehow you become that bad person, right? Or actually, here we got Howard Baker claimed that while society labels people as criminal to justify its condemnation, deviants themselves use it to justify their criminal behavior. The deviants, those who act illegally, those who do something illegally, they say that it's because of society gave me that label. Yeah, you look kind of like kind of ugly, and then the people in the society say ugly people have a kind of criminal tendency. Then maybe that person would just act that way to prove that. Next one, number 4. Number 4. Phượng Anh. So why number 4 is A?
Number 4 is A because in the second sentence ở cái cuối cùng có từ fatherhood và từ sau trở về sau á, nó sẽ nói về father, the criminal fathers.
So number 4 is paternal influence, right? Yeah, so we got like, let's say I'm not really, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then okay, so they got that strongly like criminal parents are likely to produce criminal offspring. Yeah. So they say that it is still remain unclear whether this intergenerational deviance is genetically determined or because of the environment in which we are raised. Yeah, sure. So, but we do have kinds of that. Now, they say I think this is a very long research, long study, over 50 years. Wow. Okay. Then we got number 5. Right, Khả Nhi, number 5, you choose C. Why so?
Because I think paragraph 5 mostly discuss the correlation between intelligence and crime, citing study by Moffitt gì đó và Deno.
Okay, girls. Now, at the very beginning of the paragraph, I say various studies have also found a correlation between intelligence and crime. Yeah, actually, with just that one, we can pick the answer already. Okay, so they also got three studies. Yeah, you got around three studies talking about the connection here. But for me, I know that in this paragraph, they say that those with the higher IQ got the less tendency, got fewer tendency to become a criminal. But what the reality, guys, in reality, we see that some very serious mini criminal are actually those who are super intelligent. Yeah, like Mr. Pip, is it right? Mr. Pip something. He's super intelligent that he can cheat on people to take like thousands of billions, I guess. And we got number six, Minh Thư. Minh Thư. Number six, did
Yes.
you see? Why so?
Because I read that the sentence that Murphy found that men with a lower IQ went on to commit two or more crimes by the age of 20, and Deno also test the intelligence of nearly 1,000 children at different points in their life and found a consistent negative correlation between IQ and criminal behavior.
Okay, yeah. So you can see that in this paragraph number six. Paragraph number six, they got studies on twins, like identical twins and fraternal twins. They also got the studies on those who raised together with those who are separated at birth, right? Yeah, and they cannot suggesting that strongly suggesting that genetic, not upbringing, determine behavior and personality. However, they think that it's a kind of like research, poor research methodology and design. So still don't really fall about that, right? So we got number six. We got those with F. And last one for B, is it nature or nurture? It's still a question, right? So they got the last one to blame our genes for criminal behavior willfully ignores a broader societal responsibility to ensure that the environment in which we're raised doesn't promote criminal behavior. So actually, is a combination of lots of factors, right? Yeah. So actually, normally when we do with our reading, this type of reading, then we can kind of get the general ideas of the whole text, kind of like that, get a general idea. Now for your close reading here, it is more for like specific information only. Then you got exercise number one asks you to match the arguments from 1 to 6 to the sources used to support them in the text. And number two is about true, false, not given one, right? Now for number one, I've already highlight the sources up here. Yeah. Here the highlight of the sources. So your answer for that one will be like this name. Cesar Lamberson, William Sheldon, Edwin Lamart, Howard Baker, the Cambridge Story, Moffat, Daniel Neymar Morris, and the Minnesota Twin Family Story. So these are the sources that give the support the statement. So you can see that really usually for the reading text or some of the writing sample of the textbook of our textbook, they usually have what we say the citation to prove that the opinion is a correct one. Yeah. So And also one more lesson for your research study, right? For your research course, that for whatever you say, you need to have some kind of evidence, some kind of sort to support what we say. Yeah, to support what we say. Okay. Now, can you just spend a bit more time, let's say 5 more minutes, and complete exercise number 2? Yeah, and complete exercise number 2. Because now you have already know the the meaning of each of the paragraph already, so it's quite easy for you to find out the statement in the text. So I give you around 5 minutes, guys, for exercise number 2, the true, false, not given. Now, what do I want you to do here is that you decide whether it is true or false or not, and you also write down the paragraph where you get the evidence. For example, write something like, for example, I say that that number 1 is true. For example, number 1 is true, and you find that what in paragraph number 1. Just write this way. You find that number 2 is false, and you find out the evidence paragraph number 3. Just make it this way. Okay. Now, for this time, I would like you to do it. Screenshot your text and post to the Padlet. Now we get back to our Padlet here. So this will be what? Reading one. Okay. Now, read the statement, find out where the evidence can be. Because you already got the headlines, the headings for each of the paragraphs, so it's kind of easy for you to go directly to the paragraph and find out the evidence, decide whether it is true or false, and write down the paragraph for that. For sorry, with the not given one, so you do need the paragraph for sure. So be careful. Usually you will I will be kind of like hard to decide between false and not given. Yeah. So be careful with that as well. Also in our statement here, we got like number 1, number 3, and number 4, the easy one are the easy ones because they got the name on that already. Just be careful. Okay. Quán tình sao? Ui. Trong nó không nghe tiếp. Ê, lịch trường mình đã có thi đánh giá năng lực tới nơi rồi nè. Okay, I think it's past 5 minutes already. Can you just post your answer for the true false not given questions to the Padlet, please? One more minute, please, guys. Post your answer. Cố lên bà con ơi, cố lên. Rồi. Cười. So Ngọc got one not given. Two phone. Okay. Waiting for some more. We'll just correct those with different answer. Okay, phone true, not given. True, phones true. Quite the same, right? Here we got the different here already. We got number 6, Linh. Linh Trúc Nguyễn. Là Nguyễn Trúc Linh hả? Right, with Linh. Well, the number 6 one is not given. Okay, I'm waiting for some more. True, phone, true, not given, true, false, true. Rồi, vẫn là câu số 6. Câu số 6 có vẻ rối rối ha. Chà, bên đây còn thêm câu not given ở số number 2. Number 4 cũng là false, number 5 cũng là false luôn hả?
Ý là bởi vì em buồn ngủ nên có khi em nhầm đó cô.
10 điểm cho sự chân thật. Bởi vậy mừng quá, tuần sau chúng ta gặp mặt nhau rồi, trời ơi thiệt. Ê mà thiệt á, học cái ca chiều bà con đi học nhớ xách theo kiểu kiểu cà phê trà đồ này kia hay bánh hay là xí muội hay gì đó nhai cho đồ cho nó đỡ buồn ngủ chứ thiệt tình luôn. True not given, true false, false true, false. False, true, not given, true, false, not given. Như vậy là quằn nãy giờ là có cái câu cuối á. Hồi lộn, câu cuối paragraph number 6. Okay, let's have a look at the last one. Cái câu cuối có vẻ là cái câu cuối là cái câu mà có vẻ là gây tranh cãi, là bà con khác nhau, câu cuối khá là nhiều luôn á. Ở đây cái là statistically monozygotic twins commit more crime than dizygotic twins. Mono hình như là đồng trứng kháng trứng gì đó, quên rồi. Đúng rồi. Ok, just check that guys. Đâu rồi? Hai cái bạn đó nó sẽ nằm ở paragraph number 6 đúng không? Rồi đọc vô coi. Compare the behavior of identical monozygotic twins. Those share, okay, a little on study into identical twin and criminal be found that. Ủa? Câu number 6 là mọi người chọn là true hả? Sao lại true ta? Ý là cho not given nè. Ngọc Linh cho là true này, lực lượng chọn true cũng đông đó. Thế sao true vậy? Đào Bảo, Gia Bảo, sao câu số 6 true vậy? Hay giờ này là bắt đầu năng lượng nó xuống dữ lắm rồi, ráng lên, miếng này nữa.
Alo cô.
Sao number 6 true? Why true for number 6 guys?
Dạ con lướt qua thì con thấy
Quá trời.
Identical twin thì criminal behavior 60%, còn non-identical thì 1/3. Hello.
Rồi. Cái này là một cái literature review on study. Nhưng mà nó nói vậy chứ đâu có nói, nó đâu có dùng hai cái chữ này đâu. Nếu mà theo cô thì nếu mà cô đọc vô thì cô sẽ cho nó là not given á.
Nó có giải thích ra hai cái term đó cô. Nên là
Tại vì cái quan trọng ở đây là người ta hỏi là commit more crime mà. Là cái thằng này nè nó sẽ phạm tội nhiều hơn cái thằng kia đúng không? Nhưng mà ở trên đây là người ta đang nói về là cái gì ta? Cái đây là 60% mấy cái đứa này nó có cái behavior chung, nó có cái criminal behavior. Còn ba cái thằng kia là chỉ có 1/3, là có 30%. Cái thằng mà không identical nó bị hầm, nó có behavior, nó có criminal behavior, là nó có liên quan thôi. Còn cái chuyện mà làm nó commit nhiều hơn hay không đâu biết đâu, đúng không? Ví dụ vậy đi nè, 60% cái bạn này á, 60% cái bạn mà sinh đôi cùng trứng bạn phạm tội đúng không? Thì bây giờ 60 cái phần trăm bạn này, giờ mỗi một bạn phạm có một tội đi, còn 30% còn lại, cái 30% kia mà mỗi thằng nó phạm 80 tội thì đâu biết được. Mình đâu có so sánh được cái số tội ở đây đâu, mình chỉ so sánh được là liệu rằng cái số lượng đó thôi, cái số lượng cái tụi mà cùng mono với cái tụi mà gì ta, kia là gì quên rồi. Mấy chữ khó nhớ ghê, mấy cái tụi mà dizygotic nè, câu đó là not given hợp lý hơn á mọi người. Hiểu ý cô không? Vô ý cô không? Hay cái câu số 1, cái câu số 1 hình như câu số 1 mọi người là chọn true hay false. Cô thấy vẫn có bạn hai cái ý của true với false ngay câu số 1 luôn. Câu số 1 thì cái ông này ông nói rằng là in our nature to behave like criminals. Thật ra cái câu này đúng là nó hơi bị confusing ở cái chỗ là in our nature đúng không? Thiệt ra cái chữ mà by nature hoặc in our nature ở đây là ông đang muốn nói về cái personality á mọi người. Tính ra đó thì ở trên đây cái khúc đầu có nói một câu là ông này ông rejected the classical belief that crime was a personality trait of human nature. Chỗ này là ông reject. Tại đó với ổng là nó phải là về mặt nhân học, là mình được thừa kế từ cha mẹ, hoặc là mình có một cái đặc điểm vật lý nào đó. Mà theo như cái đoạn video ở đầu mình nhớ không, mà có nghĩa là đối với ổng những cái người mà có những cái đặc điểm mà nó giống như những cái người tiền sử á, kiểu mà cái mũi nó hơi bị dài, hoặc là cái hàm răng nó hơi bị hô ra, hoặc là cái xương sọ nó nhỏ, thì ổng nó cho ổng đúc kết từ đâu đó, thì ổng mới nói rằng là những cái yếu tố đó cho thấy là những cái người đó là khả năng là tội phạm cao. Đó. Gùi. Đây, cho nên mình chốt lại đáp án ha. Đây là đáp án của câu 1, globals. Đây là đáp án của cái bài close ha. Thì có thể là thời gian mình đọc không có đủ rồi, học này nó cũng hơi mệt buồn ngủ, mọi người có thể về mình review lại một xíu nha. Cái bài 1 này là cô đang viết tắt, không có chủ chỗ nên cô viết tắt thôi. Đây là cái ông gì đó. Mọi người chụp lại giùm cô cái này rồi về mình làm giùm, rồi làm cái bài 1 lại coi. Cơ bản ở đây nó giống như là cái bài mà matching feature trong IELTS vậy mọi người. Ta cho 6 cái statement rồi mình kiếm coi ai là cái người nói mấy cái statement này, tương tự vậy á. Nhưng mà ở đây thì người ta không có cho mình sẵn mấy cái features, mấy cái figures, mà mình phải coi từ trên bài. Thì mới nãy cô có show cho mình một cái chỗ mà cô có highlight màu vàng hết mấy cái figures rồi đó. Thì đây khá là cái này dễ à. Để nói rõ ràng lắm, không có gì gọi là lắc léo hết. Thì đó là bài reading number 1 là born criminal ha, cũng sẽ là cái câu chuyện gì tóm lại của nguyên cái bài này là gì It's still kind of unclear whether our upbringing or whether our environment or whether it is in our gene that will decide us to be a criminal. Or according to the video we watched at the beginning, guys, it is not really about our physical character, our physical features. It's more about societal and psychological factors, more like that. Yeah. For our reading number 2, guys, keep that for your homework. Okay, we'll keep that for your homework. You are already done with the vocabulary, so just try to do the global reading. Once again, it's still about the heading. It's a bit long, so maybe it's easier for you to read at home. And down here, they got the matching sentences and also the gut feeling as well. So we got 3 exercises for reading number 2. Okay. Now, in our next class, we will continue with our writing, and the type of writing here is a cause and effect one. So we will study, no, actually not study, we will review the structures we use review the vocabulary, the language we are expected to use in the cause and effect writing. Also, we will also have some in-class practice as well. Okay, we got some in-class practice. So maybe we can write whatever Google Docs, or maybe I ask you to write a small piece of paper, but maybe with the Google Docs so that we can correct in the real time, easier. Actually, even I collect all of your papers. No time for me to correct everything and get them back to you. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, so we still have the writing here. I will also send you some sample speaking topics for us to practice, for you to prepare some ideas at home and practice in class next week as well. Okay. Rồi tuần sau là mình sẽ còn một bài writing á mọi người, xong đó rồi mình sẽ luyện speaking một xíu. Vậy nãy giờ speaking của chúng ta mình chỉ mới có đưa ra ý tưởng thôi chứ mình chưa có nói miếng nào cả. Hen. Rồi, cho nên là tuần sau mình sẽ gặp mặt lại nhau thật là vui. Hết các bạn online only thì rồi. Ổn ha mọi người? Ai hỏi han gì tôi nữa không? Rồi. So if you got no questions, guys, we can stop for now. So let's see each other next week in room mấy đó không nhớ nữa. Không nhớ nữa. Rồi thôi, gặp nhau tuần sau, gặp nhau nha mọi người. Bye bye. Trời ơi, sợ gì? Ta hỏi xong rồi, cả phút sau bạn Sang mới leo lên được. Rồi bữa sau Sang đi học có xác thực máy tính theo không? Sao nghi quá à?
Nó ổn
Rồi.
cô ơi, nó rất là ổn. Nó rất
Nó bị
là
cái gì?
ổn. Nó rất là ổn trong phạm vi mình làm những công tác khác ngoài Microsoft Teams, cực kỳ ổn.
À, kỳ vậy? Vậy là nó không có khoái chơi với bạn Teams, không có khoái chơi với bạn Microsoft Teams.
Ồ, ý là nó nặng lắm cô ơi, em muốn thao tác cái gì nó khó khăn lắm.
Ra vậy. Rồi.
Chứ cái nư của em làm sao mà để cô chờ được.
Trời ơi, công tử Bạc Liêu ơi, máy nóng hổi luôn hả? Dữ vậy sao? Thiệt. Ê, công nhận mình. Rồi thôi tắt đi để không nó bốc khói rồi phải tạt nước là dục luôn cái máy à. Rồi bye bye mọi người nha, tuần sau gặp mọi người.